It's always a breath of fresh air talking to other Seeff licensees such as Nombasa from Seeff Dubai. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, my lovely. Thank you for having me.
You're mostly welcome. Who is Nombasa?
Nombasa, Nombasa is a South African lady. I don't want to say young anymore since I'm entering the 4th floor now. So Nombasa is a South African lady. She's a mom, she's a wife. She's a girl from rural Eastern Cape in South Africa. And yeah, I'd say your girl next door.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And just give us a brief synopsis of your journey from rural South Africa to becoming a real estate practitioner in South Africa.
Actually, funny enough, most people don't know this. I was actually not a real estate practitioner in South Africa. I am a quantity surveyor.
Yes.
So I was in the construction industry. I was your hard hat, boots, safety boots, girl.
Steel toe boots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I worked for some of the big 5 companies in construction. I worked on one of the biggest power stations, building one of the biggest power stations in South Africa. So I've had a journey in the construction industry before transitioning into real estate. Okay.
And how did you find your footing within the industry, within the real estate industry, to be precise?
Okay, so how I transitioned from quantity surveying to real estate, again, before I left South Africa, I worked for a big real estate management company, one of the top 2, I won't mention the name, where I was doing corporate real estate. And that's how it happened, and I found my love. But at that time, I honestly didn't know that I would end up in sales, the sales part of real estate. And before I joined them, I actually did my honors and my masters in real estate. My honors, University of Free State, my master's, University of Pretoria. So I joined them based off that. And most people, when they think real estate, they always think real estate is just sales. There's so much more.
True.
There's facilities management, there's property development, there's property valuations. And when you take it a level up and you get to postgrad level, you actually get exposed to all levels of real estate before you find the level that you like. So for me, I ended up in corporate real estate. How sales found me, I have no idea, but it found me. And once that bug bit, yeah, it's been history. We are here now.
Okay, perfect. And now choosing to become a licensee within the Seeff group, what sparked that interest?
Oh my gosh, it's a story. It's a very long story. I can't actually even say there was something that sparked it. It was more being at the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
And meeting the Seeff family where I was on holiday somewhere. I met them, we spoke, and it was love at first sight. And I had never thought about bringing a South African brand over to Dubai. But when, I met them, I knew that was the one.
This is it.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. That's really interesting. And one would say that the international market is relative to where you currently are. Could you give us just an overview of the Dubai market currently?
The Dubai market is the leader of real estate in the world. As you would know, it's overtaken London, it's overtaken New York when it comes to capital appreciation and ROI, actually, as a matter of fact. And at the same time, the price that you pay per square foot far exceeds those 2 markets. You get much better value for your money. It's a crazy world. I don't think there's any words to describe it. When it comes to other markets, it's you wake up every day and you have to just wear your sneakers and run. It's 100 meters. So I think that actually breaks it down perfectly. You wake up and you run 100 meters fast. If you're not a sprinter, then Dubai market is not for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Well, that's really interesting. So earlier on in the panel discussion, you mentioned that there are sprouting developments every day, everywhere, every how. So we've also seen a spike in a lot of African investors going and investing within the Dubai market. For a fellow African who may be interested in investing in Dubai, just take me through the process from, a layman's perspective who has zero experience and zero knowledge of the real estate market.
I actually would say Africa could still do better. You see other countries, number one top buying country being India, followed by your UKs. So Africans are still a bit scared. And as you would know, as Seeff Dubai, we started the whole concept of roadshows where we are like, we won't wait for Africans to find us and we won't wait for Africans to come to us. We will get up and go to them, and it's a concept that has actually worked perfectly for us because we sat down and we decided, look, in Dubai, there is 1,500 brokerage companies, in competition. It's a huge competitive market. What is our USP as a thingy, as a brand? Our USP is we're 61 years old in Africa. We've got branches like Seeff Botswana. We've got branches like Seeff Zimbabwe. We are all over Africa, almost 300 branches. Our USP is that we are trusted in Africa. We are associated with integrity in Africa. We are associated with, honesty. People just know that dealing with the Seeff brand means you are dealing with the best. And we decided we will go to them to teach them. So what we have essentially taught them is that most of them would ask us, it's so expensive. How would I afford a house in Dubai? And the first lessons that we have had to teach them is that, look, in Dubai, the off-plan market is what gives you your money, which is good capital appreciation, right? When we say to you a property is 7 million AED, so just to give you in Bula, 7 million AED is times 4, so that will be 28 million. We don't mean you need 28 million Bula right now, right? So they give payment plans for you to pay your property, usually with a down payment of 10%. After that, after a few months, another 10%. So they break it down for you until handover. And then after handover, some developers actually take it far and even give you like a 3 to 4 years post handover plan. So you've got a tenant, you're making money from your property, and you're given 4 years, and it's all interest free. So it's not like mortgage. And unfortunately, I don't know if this creates a healthy real estate market because mortgage is an important part of real estate, right? But now when they come and they give you payment plans that are interest free, it
gives you a breather in terms
does.
of your financial cash flow.
Exactly. So most people just see the price and they decide, I can't do it. That's not how it works. There are actually payment plans that are interest free, and just get a trusted brokerage like Seeff to assist you, and you will be in good hands.
Okay. So entry level investments for first time home buyers who would like to test the market, what would you advise them to test the market with? And what is the price point for those kind of properties?
So that will be obviously a studio. And funny enough, being here in Gabs the past few days, most clients that we've seen would think a 2-bedroom, a 3-bedroom is a great investment. In Dubai, studios and 1-bedrooms actually do much better. So instead of a 2-bedroom, I would suggest get 2 1-bedrooms, for example. Why do they do better? Dubai is a relatively young city. The average age is 45. So people are there, they're young. It's the hustle and bustle. You wake up, you hustle, you bustle. That is what it is about. Entry point wise, you are looking at a studio. I would say for a good studio in a good area that will give you back your money, 3 million rands. So in dirhams, I'm trying to calculate. So in dirhams, that would be about 600 dirhams. So times 4. that will be for you guys 2.8.
2.8 million.
Pula, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's really interesting. And then in terms of compliance, what is required for an individual to come in and say, okay, I've got my deposit ready. What do I need to submit with you guys?
Oh my gosh, it's actually the easiest market to enter into because it's got zero stress.
Yeah.
All we need from you is your passport, your ID, and your deposit. I'll probably need your email address and your address where they can send your sales purchase agreement. Everything else has got nothing to do. I don't need your bank statement. I don't need to know how much you are making. I don't even need to know where you work, actually.
Really?
Exactly.
So in Dubai, we don't have the Finance Intelligence Act in place.
I mean, they will ask, what do you do? I mean, and then your answer, you do real estate. But we won't go as far as asking where. How much have you sold?
Okay.
No, we don't.
Nombasa, you've obviously done the footwork in terms of your academical background, your career. You have really shown that you've got grit and you've become a licensee, and I'm pretty sure that you're doing incredible numbers in Dubai. For a young individual within the Seeff family who's trying to find that footing, who's probably just joined the Seeff family maybe a year or two ago and is trying to find how they can push forward within the real estate industry, what advice would you give to young people within the family, really?
Okay, so I would say as a young person, you should be a curious person. Try to know your industry, know what is going on in your area. Like, for example, you are in Botswana. You should be knowledgeable about what is happening in real estate in Botswana. You should be knowledgeable about what it takes to be qualified as a real estate practitioner in Botswana. You can't wait for your principal to be your guideline. As much as they're there, obviously, as your mentor, but you should be curious enough to one day walk up to them to say, look, so this is what I've researched, I'm ready. You know, I know this is what it takes for me to make it. So in short, read, be curious, know your particular industry very well. Nothing should miss you, you know. So current affairs, it goes back to what? Reading. Exactly. Being informed. You know, be curious about what is happening around you. Know when they're appointing you CEO somewhere and it's a CEO that will impact you, you know, and your industry. And, you know, in South Africa, I remember I used to say, you should also be curious enough. If it's your area of expertise, you never not know when somebody is moving or there's a rental up front. You know, you should try to be the first one to know such things. To know
what is going on within your area.
Exactly. So wake up every day and set out goals that, okay, what do I do today? Let me find out, are there any rental properties if you are into rental? Who is selling? Everybody in your expertise should make you the first point of call whenever they want to list or anything that, you know, that is around your area. Yeah.
All right, perfect. And then I'm going to ask you that question that we spoke about earlier on. So the perception in Dubai is it's just so concrete, and it's the hustle and bustle, it's a tourist hub. And I do believe that there's more to Dubai than meets the eye. Could you just give us like an overview in terms of life on a daily basis?
You know, I remember when I moved there like almost 9 years ago, that was my perception as well. I felt it's so fake, if I can put it like that. But to be honest, you know, as people that live there, we actually have lives outside all the touristy attractions that people see when they do come to Dubai. We have everyday lives. We've got schools, we've got, you know, school buses, we've got jobs, we've got grocery stores where you push your trolley and you're going to a shopping complex and things like that. So that's not true, but it's about, obviously we've got communities and areas that are meant for communities that live there. And then we've got areas that are meant for touristy attractions. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. What is your biggest take home from today's conference?
My biggest take home is, you know, there's so much that we can all learn from each other. from different countries, if I can put it like that. But the biggest that I took away is that, support from a government that works is really something that all of us need, whether it's a South African market, whether it's a Botswana market, whether it's, a Dubai market, but a capable and a willing government that backs up the industry can honestly propel us to the next level. Yeah.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you very much for the insight.
Thank you so much.
I'm so glad that you joined us for today's conference. Now, will we be seeing you at the real estate conference in the year 2026?
I think definitely. Gaborone was interesting and very nice, actually. My team as well. They're leaving here inspired, and I think each of them, honestly, they loved it. They learned so much. And even from meeting the clientele here, it's so different from the clientele we've met around Africa as we do our roadshow. I mean, every country obviously offers us something different, but this was actually such an eye-opener. I never expected what the gold that Gaborone was, if I can put it like that.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much, Nombasa.
Thank you so much.
And we look forward to seeing you next year.
Thank you. See you next year.